Yo, hello everybody and welcome back yet again to another daily update video. My name is CryptoStash and I hope you're having an amazing week. Currently it is Wednesday and let's get right into the chart as Bitcoin right now is seeming to be forming that bottom right here that we talked about in our previous video. You can see I mentioned that we need to get a push above that weekly pivot and a candle closure above this very key level right here, basically the previous all-time high if you look at it from right here. So basically we want to see a candle confirmation breakout and a close potentially retest this level as support in order for me to be flipping bullish for Bitcoin. This is what needs to happen. So basically we want to see a continuation, a breakout, retest of the level, of the support level, and then a continuation to the upside. So potentially if this plays out like this, the next target for Bitcoin would be sitting right around that POC right here, which is basically almost 118 to 120k for Bitcoin would be a very nice target if we finally break out from this downwards channel. As you can see, we have been ranging downwards for quite some time. So basically you can see once Bitcoin manages to break out of this falling downtrend, as you can see, then in my opinion the next price target that we want to see for Bitcoin would be at that 120k to 118. Basically, as you can see, here is where most of the liquidity is sitting right now. Basically very important level. If Bitcoin manages to close above 112k and pump above basically this high right here, let me just mark it like this. So basically we want to see a push from here, a retest of the level if we get a potential rejection, and then once again if we go for that level again and we break this level, then in my opinion that would be the sign that I am looking for in order for Bitcoin to continue pushing to the upside. Now if we look at on the daily time frame, we have had quite a nice deep correction. If you look at it like this, basically if this is still a range and we are still going to the upside, this has been a nice correction from this high right here. If we measure it to the bottom, 13% of a correction for Bitcoin would be nice. Potentially like the one that we have got right here. As you can see, we have had a couple of corrections that were 10 to 11%, and then Bitcoin just started pushing. The same happened right here. We had from the all-time high all the way down almost 9.2% of a correction to the previous all-time high test, and then once again we pumped strong to the upside. So it is very possible that the same pattern repeats right here. If we manage to stay and get above the all-time high level, basically that would be very important level. If we break through 112k and we see some kind of confirmation and candle closure above 113k, basically this high right here is a very important level to watch out for. If we get some kind of a rejection from here and then we see a bigger correction, that would mean that this downtrend is still continuing to the downside. Basically it might still go lower before September ends. So basically we might see us final bottom out at around 105 or maybe even lower. If we lose that level lower at $98,000, basically September has just begun. We do have quite some time to get some kind of a deeper correction potentially for Bitcoin. But why I am staying bullish is because, as you can see, the stock market has had a correction, and right now we have buyers stepping in once again. As you can see, the S&P 500 got a perfect test of that last weekly S3, basically the last pivot support right here at 6,371. and we got a perfect bounce from here to the dollar, and right now we are heading to that weekly pivot. We have had a almost 1.5% of a move to the upside. The Nasdaq, basically we did not reach those levels as I said in my previous video, but we have bounced from the higher lows right here that we have made previously, and we have had a nice 2% move to the upside basically, which is very nice. And this is why I am saying that potentially Bitcoin will continue higher as long as the stock market starts pushing up again. That would be very nice. The Bitcoin dominance is still falling down, as you can see. We have had here basically, you can see the 2 weeks, they are still bullish. Right here on the weekly it still looks bullish, but we might get a correction down, as you can see, once again for the Bitcoin dominance, and this is exactly what we want to see, a rejection from our weekly pivot resistance right here, breakdown below the weekly pivot, and then potentially we can go even lower for the Bitcoin dominance, down at 57 to maybe even 56%, or where my level is sitting for now would be that low right here at 54.6%. That would be a very nice move down, and in my opinion, once this move down happens, Ethereum and Solana Ethereum would be at a new all-time high, and Solana would potentially be at its all-time high. This is what I am thinking would happen if we go down and test this low of the Bitcoin dominance. Now, for the Bitcoin ETF inflows, we have had a nice recovery. As you can see, we got almost over 300 million of Bitcoin ETF inflows, which is still very nice. As you can see, even after a sell-off yesterday, we get that inflow and price starts pumping to the upside. As you know, I have told you that this is very important to look out for. Basically, as you can see, the whole time that we are having outflows, the price was pushing to the downside, but once those institutional buyers step in, as you can see, price is pumping to the upside. So this is very important to pay attention from. And also on the fear and greed index, as you can see, we are bouncing from that fear zone. Basically, we have dipped down exactly in that fear like we did before, and potentially if the market starts pumping again, then I am expecting a reversal. Basically, everybody will start getting greedy again, and this would be the potential final rally during the start of Q4. Basically, I'm thinking this will take some time to play out, but it will potentially play out after the month of September. So basically October, November and December, I am expecting them to be very bullish for Bitcoin. Even though we have had a nice bullish summer, Q4 is almost always bullish historically. The summer is not, which is very interesting. So this might suggest that we are actually in potentially the last phase of the cycle, basically, because as you can see, we have been pushing since May to the upside after we made that bottom right here during April, and since then we have been pushing up and up only, and this is very possible to continue to the upside without retesting those lower levels. And then once Bitcoin puts in a new top at my final target for the year, basically that would be $150,000. This is when I am expecting for a potential trend reversal and a significantly bigger crash. So we might go all the way down from 150k. Bitcoin may potentially correct further. That would be almost 50% of a correction, which would be very big. But as you know, it might happen, it might not. If this is the end of this bull rally, it will probably happen. If we start getting in that bear trend from here, then it is possible that during the long term, Bitcoin would potentially reverse and have that deep of a correction. While now it seems impossible, if we get in that bear trend, it is very possible. but as of right now I am still keeping bullish. We have not broken below that yearly R1, we are still above it. So once we get potentially, if we break down from here, then we might go down and test this level right here. Basically that would be the 0618 Fibonacci. But if we do not lose this level yet, then there is no need to worry. This is my outlook for today, guys. I hope you liked it. Subscribe for the channel, and I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.